Awesome. So that was the instant red flag to me. I said, ain't no way possible they finna give you these Googleable questions and consider you for this role. It's too good to be true. So earlier I was telling you that one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is being aware of job scams. So what I typically do is I have a lot of different consultations. I'll go back through and look through notes of people who I believe could be a good fit, but maybe weren't ready at the time to do coaching with me. And so I was going through my LinkedIn messages and remember this one guy, I reached out to him and I was like, hey man, how's it going since we had our consult? Oh, it's cool, man. I got this assessment from, he was telling me I got this assessment from this job and I'm going to be working on that this week. So I said, hey, send it to me. So I'm getting ready to show you guys the pictures. And then in the comments, when you see this, like leave your reactions to what you believe when you first see these things, right? And I'm going to tell you what immediately got my attention. So let's see. All right. So first of all, this is what it sent to me. And I never heard of this company. So I actually went and looked this company up when he sent it to me. And so look at this. So screening and testing. So number one, here's a red flag right here is it's a PDF and it doesn't look very convincing in my opinion. And it's like it's saying candidate name, but if you sent this to me, you should already know the name and this person's name. So what did I immediately go do? I went and looked this person up on LinkedIn. I was okay, who's I want to see if this is a legitimate person or not. And so I started looking at these questions. I said, this is some stuff you can just BS and lie about. Like all this stuff. Because I remember something similar like this happening possibly to me when I was younger. So let me get the next one. So what got me is I looked at all this stuff, right? But here's the kicker. This thing's supposed to be remote. Now, I ain't never heard of IT, entry-level IT role paying up to $137,000. I didn't even look up, let me see. Also, so that was the instant red flag to me. I said, ain't no way possible they finna give you these Googleable questions and consider you for this role. It's too good to be true. So what did I end up doing? Let me show you what I ended up doing real quick. Sorry I don't have this all did the best like I should, but I said, okay, first things first. Let me go look at this address. And so this was, well, actually, let me back up. Did I mark out? Let me double check real quick. I want to make sure I marked out my guy's name and crap. I think I did. Yes, I did. Okay. All right. Before we get here, let me show you what I looked at. Because you was like, ain't no way. This is the initial email they sent him. And let me make this smaller so y'all can see it. All right, so check this out. I looked through this and I was getting him to send me he sent me this message, but I want him to actually send me the actual message so that I can look at the headers. And I analyzed it as well, and we caught up on some things. Number one, that domain, that's the domain I just showed y'all that it pretty much doesn't exist anymore. So, they just stood it up for phishing. But I just felt like this was odd. Like typically, stuff like this may be a first dot last, but this is a long name. Like too many companies I don't know have this like long domain name. It's the email. They normally shorten it. Secondly, so the date they sent this to him was on July 24th. However, in that email, it says, deadline, please return your work by the end of business today, Monday, July 27th, 2026. So that's misspelling and doesn't make sense. What do you mean the end of business today? Did you mean the end of business day, Monday? But anyway, that's an inconsistency. We already looked at the PDF, the assessment. It's not like you can, that? Let's see. If you require any technical clarification or have questions regarding the requirements, please reach out to this email address directly. We appreciate the time you're investing in the process and wish you the best of luck. And the initial email, I think the other one they said was like applicant, or said, let me see what it says. Recruiting lead. Yeah, so it's inconsistent. You say this is from Bill, but you don't have your name down there. So it says best regards, recruiting lead. And I was like, that's odd. This person didn't exist at this company. I even went to the real company's name, and let me show you what I did. And the reason why I'm taking this long route of going through this, guys, is because so if we see right here, I was analyzing the email and it gave us all these red flags. Oops, I put his name on there. Dang it, shoot. I'm trying to go back through and not show that. But let me show you what else I did. American. So you see, I was showing you, I'm searching this thing up. So I typed in American Pasteurization Company. But let's go to the actual website real quick. Here's the actual site. And let me see if that's what y'all can see on the thing. Okay. Y'all can see it. I think it's like a little, so it's actually a real company, but as you can see, when you try to find like how to work with them, you can't really see it. Like you click on this and they have downloads of an application. Now, when I clicked on this, they didn't have any jobs. Also, when I went to LinkedIn, same people. Went to jobs. There are no jobs right now. Now, why do I say this? Because there has been an ongoing trend of jobs that's not supposed to be on LinkedIn being posted on LinkedIn, and because he said he applied to it on LinkedIn. But there's been this trend of them showcasing and being on LinkedIn and people applying to him. Now, that seems like that would have been a typical scam where he would have did that. They would have said he has the job, and then they probably would have did the whole check scam. And I noticed because 2-3 years ago, another client had a similar email just like that where it was super easy and they wanted to pay him like $80K. I was like, nobody just paying nobody $80K because you answered the questionnaire and sent it back. So I just want to say, be vigilant. If they're sending you like a PDF assessment, that's wrong. The assessments I've had to do for interviews have always been like its own type of job system. Like it's a real deal where you get credentials. They send you email, hey, you're going to have to access this and do this assessment here. And it's legitimate. It's not anything I download and I do that. I've had one where it wasn't like that. It was legitimate as far as I had to download it was a freaking file, but it was a file, and I had to Procmon. I had to download a Procmon file, and I had to go through the traffic and to see if I could list like all the IOCs and everything. But they already told me that beforehand because I talked to a person before I did that, and that wasn't anything that was just Googleable. Maybe you could have ran it possibly through AI and got the answers, possibly, but for the most part, you had to actually put in work and put in your findings and send it in. But all in all, definitely do not do that. And so while I'm here, let's get on the stuff that y'all like to hear from us.